Yeah, good day to you all. My name is Kodra Himalainka, MD CEO Halal and Tayyib Farms. Majorly, we are into catfish production and also cash crop production, plantation. Concerning catfish, it's one of the most profitable and viable businesses one can venture into. Just that it is highly capital intensive because it takes a lot of money depending on how one wants to have it. We're talking about millions of naira in establishing one. So and that also has to do with how big you want it. So the bigger, the more capital it will take. Then all in all, it's a very good one because it is part of food in which people eat on a daily basis. So it's good. We venture into food production as it is now, even in Nigeria as a whole, or in particular, or Africa as a whole. The production of food is getting lower day by day due to so many factors. And if one wants to take the opportunity, one should just go into production, anything food production. It's very, very good now because at least you will be able to block some holes and try to feed people more people what you produce. So in which a fish is very it takes a vital role in that aspect. Apart from the food itself, you are also nourishing people with proteins, a lot of proteins, animal proteins. So which is in which a fish is one of the the best animal protein one can have. And a lot of people are even running away from red meats and all stuffs like that, so they are coming back to fish. So that's one of the major reasons why fish production is one of the best thing to do now. So it is, like I said earlier, it is capital intensive, though it has its own good side also. It is highly profitable if one does it very well the way it should be done. In having a fish production, you will have to have a location, a suitable location for it, in which, after some years, people will not be complaining that maybe you're causing some kinds of maybe disturbance to the environment or to their community. So one has to look for a very good location which has its own, characteristics to consider. Then if one site a location, one has to the water quality of the place is also very, very important. The water quality, it has to be tested, after digging the borehole or taking sample from around to know if it is suitable for the fish production. If one, is settled with that, we should be looking at maybe constructing, putting in places, structures which also capital intensive. It takes much money to put down structure for fish farming. Then would have considered drainages and all that and all that. So after that, after constructing, putting in place the structures, so we'll be talking of the production of fish itself. So at first we would need to buy the fingerlings, the juveniles, jumbo. These are different sizes of the smaller fishes. So and they have their different prices also. So it depends on the one we buy. So it will determine the more time to spend on it before it gets to table sizes or the processable sizes, as the case may be. Depends on which one we want at that particular time. So after buying them, so would have constructed the structure, ponds and tarpaulin, or however we want it. Then feeds would be the next thing to buy. feed also is also, highly capital intensive. Feeds are costly. So depending on the thousands of fishes we are doing would determine the number of bags we would need at some point in time. So like for example, 1,000 fish, if we want to rear 1,000 fish, 1,000 fish, it would need nothing less than 67 bags of feeds of 15 kg each. So 1,000 fish would need nothing less than 67 bags of 15 kg of feeds to take them to table size. That means from the beginning till the end of the production, till we harvest them. So 1,000 we take 67 bags of 15 kg feeds. So it now depends on the number of thousands we want to do. Are we doing 10,000, 15,000, 20,000? So we'll multiply it by 67 bags of 15 kg of feeds to take them from the beginning till the end of the production. So one should have that in mind. So once you have that in mind, so there won't be any cause for alarm. So after that, it now remains, the normal maintenance of the pond, of the fish, of the water, of the feeds, trying to take look after them, day in, day out. So after that, probably if it depends on the capacity, it may need more hands, like with people to work on the farm, farm workers and all that. So one would need that also. So once that is done, it will get to harvest stage. At harvest stage, so you either call people to come and buy, or you do it the way you feel like doing it. As in, you may want to maybe probably sell it to the final consumer yourself, or if you have like people in diaspora, if you have people contacts there, you can also market it to them. They buy at better prices. And you will also earn foreign exchange from it. So you can earn foreign exchange from it. So that's basically on the and with the fact that it is highly capital intensive, it may not be so easy to recoup all the money in a year, 2 years, 3 years. So it may be a little bit more than that to get all your money back. So, and it depends on the market demand at a particular time you are selling. So some people, they do prefer, they prefer it big, so once it is big, so they can just come up in just one day and mop up everything you have. So it depends on what people want at a particular time, or you make production according to their taste. So that is on that. Then secondly, that's summarily about fish farming itself. Then there is another aspect also, which is also very vital concerning the fish farming, the processing aspect. So you just produce for yourself, then you process it. So those are once you process, so it will take much, as in longer time. So like if you process, once you process, like you smoke it to some sizes. You smoke. Once you smoke, you may not need to feed again for days like that before you sell them out. So processing is also very good. You can also make much money from processing your fish. It's good you process what you sell and now sell to people. In fact, those ones that we said it can be transported, it can be exported to people in diaspora. It has to be processed once, so you make good money from processing your fish. So that is that summarily on fish farming. On what again we do is cash crop production, plantation. We have lands we are selling. So on the cash crop plantation, we have acres of land in which we are selling we have hectares of land in which we are selling per acre. An acre we sell presently at 2.5 million naira per acre, which consists of all the necessary documents about the land. This is an outright sales. It's not an investment thing, or it's not a partnership thing like that. All we are doing is just like someone selling a house to people. You would have told they would have told you, okay, we are selling this particular house, this. So once you make your payment, so you just get the house you request to buy. So it's the same thing as this. So we have the plantations, we have them in plantains, we have coconut, we have oil palms. So those are the three we have presently in acres. So we would have nurtured them to, even after the payment, we will take the responsibility of nurturing them to a taste, before we now fully hand over its maintenance to you. But at the first, from the inception, you would have collected your documents to the ownership of the land and every vital document. It's just the maintenance we would help you to do for like 6 months up to a year till you start harvesting, making money from it, on a yearly basis. If it is coconut or oil palms, it can be those ones are not immediate. You can't make your money, from it, from the same year. It's only planting you make your money like after like 10 months, 11 months, you start making, you start harvesting. About concerning coconut oil palms, it is after like 3-4 years you start making your money, start selling out your produce from oil palms or coconut, and coconut is in high demand. Even most of the coconuts we eat in Nigeria here are being imported. So you can imagine, the gap. You can imagine the gap. So once you also, are into coconut production, you also try to fill in the gap. Then we have oil palm also, which is also a good cash crop. All this we are talking about, coconut, oil palm, you will harvest till like in the next 50 years. It's a very long term good business, as in good for retirement and things like that, you understand. So you, after like 20, 20, 30 something years, you are still harvesting and making a lot of money on each coconut. On a coconut tree, you can harvest like close to like 150 to 200 coconuts on each tree per year. So if you now have, maybe let's say on an acre, you're having an average of, let's say 70, 80, close to 100 trees on an acre, multiplied by, let's say 150 coconuts per year, on 150 by 80 coconut trees, then you multiply it. Just multiply one coconut, let's say by 100, it's more than that, 150 or 200 naira per coconut. You know how many millions we are talking about just on an acre. And the acre is also fitted with full irrigation system and all-round water supply and all that. So many benefits are attached to it. So we sell those ones by 2.5 million per acre, in which if one buys it like that, God willing, one would have made his money in just few years. You would have made your money, and you still maintain your land ownership, and with vital document, as in registered document from the government. So those are the documents we back it up. It's not just a land you can't use for long, or you get disturbed by people. No, it's not. It is a verified document from the government, so that you can, it will serve as a collateral in some instances. So those are the things we do now. So thank you very much. So if you need any further information or question, so we are here for you. So thank you very much. Yeah.